Hi everyone, so now we are going to start with our example session on the chapter biodiversity. So we studied about biodiversity, what diversity means biologically speaking, what are the various forms of life cycles that happen, how is it affecting us humans, what is air pollution, water pollution, what are the greenhouse gases, what all is happening. So we have studied all that. Now we will study some examples. We will have some question and answers. So let's start. What is biodiversity? Is it the study of air pollutants? Is it the variety of living organisms in an ecosystem? Is it the process of water conservation? Is it the impact of soil erosion on forests? So the correct option is yes, option B, the variety of living organisms in an ecosystem. Which of the following is a gaseous air pollutant? Plastic waste, carbon dioxide, mercury contamination, or oil spills. Okay, which of the following is a gaseous air pollutant? It is B, carbon dioxide. Okay, what are mercury contamination? Mercury contamination is in fish. Okay, it is a chemical contamination. So mercury is released from industries and it is consumed by fish, and there is a lot of mercury present in the fish which can harm us, right? Oil spills is also in water pollution. Plastic waste, so we all know. Gaseous air pollutant is carbon dioxide. Which of the following is a particulate air matter? PM, particulate matter. Ozone, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, suspended dust particles. It is suspended dust particles because this is kind of solid or liquid in nature. Okay, so particulate matter will always be a little solid. So dust particles are solid, right? Ozone, nitrogen and sulfur are all gaseous. How does air pollution affect biodiversity? How does air pollution affect the biodiversity? Okay, it increases the fertility of the soil. It promotes the growth of diverse plant species. It reduces the number of pollinators and harms the animal habitats, or it improves the air quality and promotes biodiversity. So what does it do? Correct option is option C. It reduces the number of pollinators because bees will die, insects will die, birds will die, and harms animal habitats. Okay, it harms. Out of all these options, you can only see one which is telling about the harm. Air pollution always harms the biodiversity. What is water cycle? The process of water purification. In water purification means cleaning. Continuous movement of water on, above and below the surface of the earth. Storage of water in underground aquifers, or the treatment of wastewater in treatment plants. Out of these, which is the correct option for water cycle? So the correct option is B. Continuous cycle of water on, above and below surface. Okay, so the water, it evaporates, it condensates, it goes down again, and it is also on the surface. So right, so that is water cycle. Now, which of the following is an experiment by water? Determining the pH of water using litmus paper. pH of water, that is acid level. Measuring the height of a waterfall. Observing the migration of fish in a river. Collecting rainwater in a rain gauge, So what is an experiment with water? So the correct option is option A. Determining the pH of water using litmus paper. So we determine the pH means how acidic that water is using litmus paper, right? pH determination means how acidic it is or basic it is. Okay. What is a water harvesting system? Now, what is a water harvesting system? Harvesting, a method to prevent water pollution in rivers, a system to collect and store rainwater for future use, a technique to extract minerals from seawater, a process to treat contaminated groundwater. Out of these, which is the correct option? Yes, it is option B. A system to collect and store the rainwater for future use. Okay. Which of the following is a water pollutant? Which of the following is a water pollutant? Right. Sunlight, oxygen, nitrogen, pesticide. Out of these, which affects the water? Okay, it is D. Pesticides. How do pesticides affect it? In agriculture, we give out a lot of insecticides and pesticides, weedicides on plants so that they are safeguarded. Okay, so the crop is good. Now, when rain occurs or irrigation occurs, this flows down the land into the rivers, into the underwater banks, okay, into the underwater groundwater. All right, it goes over there and it contaminates it, it pollutes it. Okay. What are the physical water pollutants? Physical water pollutants, I have told you about these. Are those bacteria and viruses? Are those industrial, chemical and heavy metals? Are those sediments and suspended solids? Or are those fertilizers and pesticides? Correct option is option C. Sediments and suspended solids. Right? Which of the following is a biological water pollutant? Which of the following is a biological water pollutant? Biological means occurring in nature. Biological. Now, noise pollution, oil spills, algal blooms or radioactive waste. What is the correct option out of all these? Biological water, it is algal blooms. Okay, a natural water pollution. Okay, a lot of algae inside the water body, right? That will also pollute it. That will also reduce the oxygen present in the water. It will be toxic for the fish, right? Which of the following is a chemical water pollutant? A chemical water pollutant. Plastic waste, soil erosion, chlorine from waste treatment plants, or deforestation. A chemical pollutant, right? It is option C, chlorine. Chlorine from waste treatment plants. So chlorine is added to clean the water, to disinfect it. Alright, but if it is present in excess, it could be harmful for us humans to consume it, right? How does water pollution affect biodiversity? How does water pollution affect biodiversity? It enhances the growth. Enhances means promotes the growth of aquatic plants and fish species. It decreases the population of mosquitoes and flies. It disrupts aquatic ecosystems and harms aquatic organisms. Or it improves the water quality and biodiversity. So it does not improve. It does not enhance growth of fish species. It does not decrease the population of mosquitoes and flies, but it increases it. Okay. Now, it disrupts the aquatic ecosystem and harms aquatic organisms, right? What is the term for the conservation of forests and wildlife? What do I call the conservation of forests and wildlife? Marine conservation, biodiversity conservation, air pollution control, soil erosion prevention. What is it? It is biodiversity conservation. What is soil conservation? What is soil conservation? The protection of soil from erosion and depletion. Alright, so I am protecting the soil from flowing away or reducing in number. Utilization of soil for farming and agriculture, or am I using it for growing crops and agriculture? The formation of soil layers through weathering process. So is it the breaking of rocks to form soil in different layers? Is it the purification of soil using chemical treatments? Out of these, which is the correct option? It is option A. Protection of soil from soil erosion and depletion. Alright, I am conserving the soil, I am avoiding wastage. What is a soil profile? Okay, what is a soil profile? The process of soil erosion in mountains, arrangement of soil layers or horizons in vertical section, the study of microorganisms in the soil, or the contamination of soil by industrial waste. It is arrangement of soil layers or horizons in a vertical section. So if you remember, we studied topsoil, another layer, another layer, another layer, then it was the bedrock at the end, right? What is the greenhouse effect? What is the greenhouse effect? Formation of greenhouses for plant cultivation, trapping of heat in the Earth's atmosphere by greenhouse gases, prevention of air pollution using green technologies, or the regulation of temperature in forest and wildlife habitats. It is trapping of heat in Earth's atmosphere by greenhouse gases. What is the Ganga Action Plan? What is the Ganga Action Plan? A plan to reduce noise pollution near the Ganges River. A plan to clean and rejuvenate the Ganges River in India. A strategy to conserve fish species in Ganges Delta. A project to construct dams along the Ganges River. Which one is the correct option? Okay, it is option B. A program to clean and rejuvenate the Ganges River in India. Okay, right now the first phase of the Ganga Action Plan had actually failed. Now it has restarted along with Japanese assistance. Alright, what is global warming? The rise in temperature with greenhouse gases, rise in temperature of the earth with greenhouse gases, the depletion of ozone layer in the atmosphere, the increase in earth's average temperature due to greenhouse gas emissions, prevention of deforestation to combat climate change. What is global warming? Correct option is option C. Increase in earth's average temperature, right, due to greenhouse gas emissions. Which of the following is a common greenhouse gas? A common greenhouse gas that everyone knows. Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen. So which one is the correct option? It is C, carbon dioxide. Which subtopic is primarily associated with the loss of biodiversity? Primarily associated with the loss of biodiversity. Water cycle, air pollution, water pollution, or forest conservation. Loss of biodiversity. Okay, we associated means connected. Okay, so what is connected with loss of biodiversity? Okay, over here it is forest conservation. Okay, because forest conservation will help reduce loss of biodiversity. Okay, so forest conservation. Acid rain is caused by the presence of which pollutant in the atmosphere? If you remember, I told you there are few harmful gases that go into the atmosphere and they turn into the acid when they react with air, water. Is it particulate matter? Is it carbon dioxide? Is it sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides, SO2 and NOx, or methane and ozone? So the correct option is C, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides, right? Which of the following pollutants is associated with eutrophication of water bodies? What is eutrophication? Okay, the eutrophication of water bodies. Is it heavy metals, sediments, pesticides, phosphates? What is the correct option? The correct option is option D, phosphates and nitrates. Okay, these cause the eutrophication of water bodies. A lot of pollution, right? A lot of algae. Okay, a lot of algae will grow. It will decrease the oxygen present. Okay, these help in growth of algae. Which action is most effective in conserving forest and wildlife? Out of these, which is the most effective in saving the forest and wildlife? Implementing sustainable logging practices. Okay, sustainable logging practice. Logging means cutting off trees, making logs. Sustainable means in such a way that they are replanted and used by the future generations. Encouraging deforestation for urban development. So if I encourage more and more trees to make houses, to make cities, hunting endangered species for sport, killing the endangered species like tiger, elephants, lions, these are which are left fewer in number. Okay, so hunting them for sport, for fun, promoting protected areas and wildlife sanctuaries. So out of these, which is the most effective, right, in conserving forest and wildlife? It is option D. Promoting protected areas like national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, all of these. Okay. Which of the following is a physical water pollutant? Alright, it is a physical water pollutant, means it is physically present and it pollutes the water. So, is it pesticide? Is it oil spill? Is it bacteria and viruses, or is it acidic substances? Which of these is a physical water pollutant? It is A. Pesticides, right? It is pesticides. But these can also fall under chemical as well. So let's do one thing. We can tick more than two options over here. We can also take bacteria and viruses, right? These are not chemicals, but they are physically present, right? Acidic substances as well. So this one has a multiple answers. Okay, question number 24 has multiple answers. How does deforestation contribute to climate change? How does cutting of trees contribute to climate change? It reduces the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Does it reduce the amount of greenhouse gases? It increases the absorption of carbon dioxide by remaining trees. Okay, so whatever trees are cut and some trees are remaining, will this increase the absorption of carbon dioxide by the remaining trees? It releases stored carbon into the atmosphere and reduces carbon sink. It promotes the growth of vegetation and sequesters more carbon dioxide. So out of these, how is it contributing to the climate change? Okay, so the correct option is option C. It releases stored carbon into the atmosphere and reduces carbon sinks. Okay, so more and more carbon is being released into the atmosphere. Thus, it contributes to climate change. Which process involves the use of plants to clean up contaminated soil and water? This process involves usage of plants to clean the soil and water. Okay, is it A, phytoremediation, aquaponics, desalination, or composting? Okay, how am I using plants to clean up the contaminated soil and water? This process is called a phytoremediation. PHYTO, remedy. Remedy means a solution, a medicine. Remediation. What is the primary source of greenhouse gas emissions? Primary source of greenhouse gas emissions: volcanic eruptions, natural gas leaks, deforestation, or burning of fossil fuels. Natural primary source of greenhouse, it is burning of fossil fuels. It releases methane. It releases CO2. These are greenhouse gases. Right? Which organization is responsible for implementing the Ganga Action Plan in India? Which organization was responsible? Is it the Ministry of Environment and Forest? Is it Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB? Is it the National Mission for Clean Ganga? Is it the World Health Organization? So which one is it? It is the National Mission for Clean Ganga. What is the main driver of global warming? Main driver of global warming: industrial pollution, solar radiation, ozone depletion, increased greenhouse gas concentration. So of course it's the increased greenhouse gases. Alright. What is the primary source of Gangotri Glacier? Purpose of the Gangotri Glacier in Ganga Action Plan. Okay, to monitor water pollution levels, to serve as a tourist attraction, to supply fresh water for irrigation, to be a source for Ganges River. Alright, so the Gangotri Glacier is where Ganga River originates, it starts. So it is a source of Ganges River. How do the greenhouse gases contribute to global warming? They reflect solar radiation back into space. They increase the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. They trap heat and prevent it from escaping the Earth's atmosphere. They facilitate the cooling of Earth's surface. It is C. They trap the heat. They do not let that heat escape. Which of the following is a renewable source of energy that can help reduce air pollution? Renewable source of energy that can help reduce air pollution. Coal, natural gas, solar power, diesel fuel. What is it? It is C. Solar power. Solar power is a renewable source that can help reduce the air pollution. What is the role of wetlands in water pollution control? Role of wetlands in water pollution control. They act as natural filters, removing pollutants from water. They act as toxic gases that neutralize water pollutants. Okay, they absorb and store excess water, preventing pollution. They accelerate the decomposition of organic matter in water bodies. So the correct option is option A. They act as natural filters. Wetlands are natural filters, removing pollutants from water. What is the primary cause of soil erosion? Primary cause of soil erosion. Is it water and wind? Is it human activity? Is it soil fertility? Is it soil composition? Correct option is option A, water and wind. If soil is left barren, it will be taken away by the wind. If it is left barren, it will be washed off by the rain, by water. How does the burning of fossil fuels contribute to air pollution? Alright, how does the burning of fossil fuels contribute to air pollution? It releases oxygen into the atmosphere, depleting its concentration. It emits greenhouse gases and particulate matter. It generates electricity without any pollution. It accelerates the process of photosynthesis. So the correct option is it emits greenhouse gases and particulate matter which lead to air pollution. Which of the following is an effect of air pollution on human health? Improved respiratory function, reduced risk of lung diseases, increased allergic reactions and respiratory illnesses, enhanced immune system. It is C. Increased allergy, increasing skin problems, increased heart problems, increased respiratory illnesses. Which of the following is a consequence of water pollution? A consequence of water pollution, right? Increased biodiversity in aquatic ecosystems, improved water quality for human consumption, reduced availability of clean drinking water, promotion of aquatic habitat restoration. So what is the correct option? It is option C, reduced availability of clean drinking water. How does the depletion of ozone layer affect living organisms? Now the depletion of ozone layer in the atmosphere, which filters the ultraviolet rays, the UV rays from the sun, how does it depletion affect living organism? It enhances photosynthesis, it increases risk of skin cancer and eye diseases, it improves the quality of air and water, it promotes growth of marine organisms. So depletion of ozone layer leads to increased risk of skin cancer and eye diseases. What is the primary goal of the Ganga Action Plan? It is C, to reduce water pollution and restore ecological health of Ganga River. Right? How does global warming impact biodiversity? Global warming, it decreases the occurrence of natural disasters. It enhances adaptation abilities of living organisms. It leads to loss of habitats and extinction of species. It promotes the growth of diverse ecosystems. Correct option is option C. Leads to loss of habitats and extinction of species. So that was all for the example session. I hope you liked this lecture. Thank you.